There were a few technical difficulties, but there's no technical difficulties with Mother's Day. I'm Sandy.
And I'm John.
And we hope you had a happy one. This is the Smart Doll News.
So, we're back. It's Monday, and it's feeling a little more like a Monday to me.
Yeah, just now anyway.
I'm like drenched in sweat trying to get everything done the last second.
But your hair looks fab.
Oh, thanks. We attempted something this evening, and that is to do back-to-back streams. We were going to do the news and then follow it up with an unboxing live. We've got some catching up to do. We've got some girls in boxes, and I finally gave in and just said, let's get one out there.
Let's do a live one.
So for some reason, YouTube decided to start, and it's probably the integration with OBS, but it started both streams at the same time from the same stream. Like, it put them out to both. No idea what's happening. I don't have the time since we're started to actually fix that other stream. It's ended. So what we'll be doing is basically going live as soon as we can after this one. We'll have to do a little bit of rearranging, and we'll just do a new stream when we're done with the news, and we will be unboxing Semi-Real Fortitude in T. She's been waiting a while.
Yeah, and I want to see her, and I want her wig.
That's poor. I think you should start taking bets on how many minutes into the stream before 40 loses her wig. What do we got going on here? We have show notes. So, we of course want to call attention to our super smarties. This week, they are Janice Harding and Angel Kitty. Thank you both so much for helping to support the channel. We really appreciate it, and it's really sweet of you to be able to give your hard-earned money to help us grow the channel and do more with it. And it really shows that, you know, it's really great to see how much you appreciate what we're doing, and we're going to keep trying our best to make it better and better for you. Turn that off. So, I do want to mention a little bit of an update.
Mm-hmm.
We are getting very close to buying a 3D printer, thanks to your donations. So I've actually decided, it was kind of an open target.
Mm-hmm.
I've decided on what I'm going to get, and that is, now I'm completely blanking on the name. I believe it's the Prusa, which is kind of the historically sort of standard for sort of extruded filament based stuff. It's a little more on the expensive side. There's a lot of knockoffs out there that you can get for $300-500, but it specifically is very stable for doing things with multiple types. Like, they've actually set it up. There's a little bit more work I'd have to do, but I can grow into doing things like flexible filament.
Right, which would be awesome.
I'd really like to figure out use skin tone flexible filaments and actually make a bust that's not like a hard shell.
Right, or the Millennium boots made out of filament or whatever.
Yeah, we can actually probably get away with like straight up, you know, regular non-flexible filament for. I mean, there's lots of different types of plastic you can use, but for those, I don't think it's necessary. But for body parts and things like that, it's nice to have that flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
So. We have, that is getting close. I would say, I mean, we're probably only a few hundred away from that, which is great. And really looking forward to probably ordering that in the next month or so.
And additionally, we did add a new member to the court this past week.
We did.
It wasn't intentional, but we ended up doing it anyway.
No, we made an investment in a more sophisticated embroidery machine.
Yeah, we purchased a Brother Stellaire XJ1, which is a combination sewing and embroidery machine that has much bigger hoops. And it's a little bit newer than the one that I had. And so now we have the ability to do some more serious embroidery. And she had to be named for our network, so her name is Lady Stipplehoop, thanks to the help from the Discord.
Yes, it was fantastic watching the Discord help name our new sewing machine. Janice, you are so sweet every week. Thank you so much. I just, some of you, I swear, it is really heartwarming to see the level of support in this community for even such a young channel as ours, and again, you just make us try harder every week.
We always think about it and we're like, we're small and we're growing, but we think about it, the fact if we had 1,700 people watching us at one time in a theater, that's a big audience.
Yeah.
So that's just subscribers. We know people watch us that aren't subscribed. So
there's certainly there's a lot. Most people don't. Most people are not subscribed. Janice says that's a contribution for the 3D printer. Ever closer. Thank you so much, Janice. Kelly asks, does that mean we'll get goodies from the 3D printer? I don't know what that means. At the very least, what that means is like more interesting props and things added to the stories that we're making and some of the videos.
That's probably the biggest one.
Yep. I'm gonna see how much it's gonna take to make some bigger things. Like, I'm still figuring out how to construct the throne for the throne room of the Revenant Empire, or the Revenant Supremacy, for the Kabuki stories. So it's that's going to take some finagling because it's bigger than, of course, the actual printable area. So you got to get things that line up and all that fun stuff.
Right.
Anyway. Raven Ghoul, thank you so much. Prussia money.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. I'm going to get into the news. If I miss anybody, I apologize. Of course, we will always thank you again at the beginning of the next video. So let's get into our releases. Our new releases, just a couple of things that came out that we wanted to mention. We have the ash blue knit sweater. Thank you, Tracy. And you guys are just piling it in.
I love it. It's a little like dragon or something.
That's like a hippo or something.
Like a hippo in
an office chair.
In an office chair that is like got flaming wheels.
Like drag racing office chair.
Drag racing office chairs.
And Nico Usagi Burrows, keep it up. Nicholas, all right. And like I said, I said I would just keep the news moving, and I don't, because you guys are amazing. So we have a new sweater. We have, it's still available. So most of the clothing sticks around a bit. They're a little bit slower to sell than, say, dolls. We also had a drop of Anomaly Zombie. Anomaly Zombie is Vic. I have a feeling I'm ordering a thing tomorrow at this rate. You guys are insane.
I think that's what's happening.
Some more for the 3D printer from Stephanie. You guys are nuts.
Thank you so much, everyone. Nicholas, Vic, Stephanie. Thank you very much.
So what's the big deal about Anomaly right now?
Well, she was released in a very small batch.
Yep.
She is one of only 3 blue dolls left listed as coming back soon. Everybody else is gone.
Yep, everyone's pretty much discontinued. Thank you, Angel Kitty.
But she is, it doesn't say she's going away completely, even though the last batch was very small. It does say that she's still coming back somewhat soonish. So there will probably be another pass at Blue Anomaly.
Yeah, so we have at least one more chance to grab her if you did miss her. So keep your eyes out. Now we also so that's all right. I should mention we did have a couple other small, like, heel feet got dropped for Cinnamon.
Small, yeah. He's like, he said specifically, like, I managed to make a small batch of Cinnamon heel feet.
Yep.
So, like, that's something that they squeeze in when they can, but it's not a priority item.
Officially discontinued, but every now and then,
right,
they make some. I mean, they still have the molds around. They still have it's just a matter of whether they can. They're not gonna, like, guarantee that it's gonna come back,
right?
So at their whim. Now, their other thing that they did drop was extra small busts in T. Very small run. We picked up one on was it Friday night?
Yeah. Just because it was like, we might want that at some point, and those don't drop.
Yeah.
So.
And we had one of those. I think we picked up like the jacket that we hadn't gotten, the Solar Marine jacket that we hadn't gotten.
Yeah, the red one, I think.
And some eyes, because with the custom heads and stuff that we've been doing, I've been really short on eyeballs. So picked up some variety of colors, so we'd have that. Lee, thank you so much. Lee says, can't do much, but here's my little bit towards your printer. Be prepared to be hit with a 3D printing addiction.
We know. we love our toys, and we have lots of them, and it's like, we have so much at our disposal to make things, but 3D printing is so huge for dolls, and we don't have a 3D printer, but we will soon, apparently.
So we have we've got that for the releases. Oh, I did want to mention, as soon as they've sold out, the page for the extra small bust in T disappeared, and the tweet disappeared. Like, it's like I actually had a discussion on Facebook where people are like, no, the last drop was Cinnamon. I'm like, no,
there was a T one.
And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, it doesn't exist anywhere.
Yeah. You could post a picture of your order.
No, I posted a picture of, thankfully, we have our record from the Discord. So the Smart Doll News channel in Discord with all the feeds and everything.
Yeah.
I was able to go back and go, aha, no, I'm not insane.
Yeah, one of the big benefits of our Discord is that we do actually report all of those tweets to the Discord, so you can actually get notifications if you are a member.
Next up, headlines. So, this is mostly the big news, the big Instagram posts that Danny posts. Not too much going on here today. But we did get a look at Cinnamon semi-real Fortitude.
I actually really like her.
I do too.
I was not a huge Cinnamon anime Fortitude fan.
So far, my favorite. I mean, she's in the box.
Kat. I know
she's in the box, girl. Right? Like, she can't hear me in there, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right, so I objectively, like looking at the different tones and how the faces look, I actually kind of feel like T is like, I like anime better. I like T anime, and I like Cinnamon semi-real. And it's just interesting how the different face-ups and the different sculpts play differently with the different skin tones.
I like this wig choice on Cinnamon, excuse me, and maybe that's why I like her so much.
That's true. I mean, wig does a lot.
The wig is darker. It's more of an auburn rather than the red that she came with.
Yeah. Yeah, and Danny makes a note here that Cinnamon Fortitude sold 3 times less than tea.
Than tea. So
Yeah.
tea stuck around, but cinnamon went away. And then he does a little thing about putting a clip in the hair. I think he uses like some kind of a looks like a binder clip type thing.
That looks like a binder clip.
I happen to find at Ulta, just in case you wanted some clips that actually look pretty good with the dolls. If you go into their hair accessories section, they have a pack of 6 fine hair, they call them octopus claw clips. Like the claw clips like we use for fine hair are about the right size for Smart Doll. They're like about 1 inch high, and they're not too incredibly wide and bulky. And they work pretty well. They won't take up all the hair, but they will take up a chunk the way that Danny has here.
Yeah. You can see now he's using a long clip.
Oh, he's using like a hair sectioning clip.
Interesting. I mean, it works. It works from the front. It's a little odd from the back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like.
But if you're taking photos from the front, it looks pretty cute.
Party in the front, cyborg in the back.
Weapon in the back.
Weapon in the back. I dig it. Now it is, of course, Mother's Day.
I love this shot of Danny and his mom.
It is.
Excuse me, his mum.
His mum. It is so ridiculously cute and genuine and nice. I love it. You get a little shot of. You can see Danny uses external lenses on his phone. If you care to photography geek out in this moment, but this is. Then actually it looks like this is this is the similar sort of a fisheye lens, a much wider angle lens, but oh, baby face. Oh man, this must be early days of
earlier in Smart Doll time, yeah.
And really. Early days.
That's the 70s based on, how old Danny is.
Yep.
So that's really cute.
Look at that face.
You got some cheeks there, Danny.
Oh man, that is awesome. Cute overload. This was actually a contender if we didn't get any submissions from the Discord for the moment of squee. This was a contender for it, which I think you should just take a moment anyway. So, happy Mother's Day yet again. And the last headline here is actually something I mentioned last week and couldn't remember exactly where I saw it and everything. And then a lot of people were like, "What is going on?" Like,
so John went full-on reporter for you and got all the details.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I did some contacting and some talking and a little bit of video editing, and so yeah, let's take a look at that. So last week, Giglio posted on like I think it was one of the Facebook groups. I think it might have been Smart Doll Friends or Smart Doll United. Mm-hmm. A quick post, a couple of pictures of this. It is a 3D printable. Some people call them eye movers, eye mechanics. And it's really, really interesting. There's a link in the description for this video. Let's see. here, to a Dropbox folder. And in there, you've got a link to all of the STL files. It's just a PDF with a URL in it, but he's keeping it all together here. So you can get them on Thingiverse. He's put this out there for everybody to do, which is great. I mean, G is an international student in the U.S., and he's just picked up 3D design as sort of a distraction during grad school. So your distraction becomes our distraction. I cannot wait to try this. It's going to be very cool. He's got videos, which is essentially the videos that you just saw me play earlier. He also has a tutorial here, so you can actually see the different parts printed out. And you basically have these posts that wrap. This sits on top of the neck hole. These are sort of the pieces that push the eyes into the eye sockets, like hold them against there. And these are the pieces that connect from this bar into these, like, these are the two different sizes, so semi-real eyes and anime eyes.
Okay.
See another shot here. You apply these pieces with double-sided tape, and then here you can see what I was talking about, the arms. And then you just it allows it to rotate it on this ball, and you have to, you might have to sand it down, make it nice and smooth, depending on your printer. He attaches it with hot glue around the neck, and if you need to detach it for some reason, you just need to get the hot glue gun nozzle into that and heat it up, or probably even depending on the hot glue, a blow dryer. Like, why aren't you reading my mind and finishing my sentences, Sandy?
I don't know. Kel, I was looking at the chat a little bit because people are really talking about it. Ruth Casa says, I cannot wait to buy this, hopefully from you guys.
It's not something that... I don't know what sort of... He's giving it away for free. I mean, I don't know what sort of licensing. I'm hoping that G would put some licensing somewhere, like even a Creative Commons license or whatever he's going to do. I would not sell this. Unless he says explicitly that, like, I don't care if people sell this.
I mean, he's put it out there. I think that, credit would be probably pretty good.
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's kind of a weird, vague area. I mean, in the end, I would just contact him if it is something that you're looking to do.
Right. We don't speak for him. We're not partnered with him. We wanted to give you guys this information.
Just to be very clear, we do not have the time to get in any sort of like business where we're shipping things out of our house. If we do that, you won't get videos. It's one or the other.
If we did, it would be a one-off thing, like if I crafted something that I wanted to sell, but it wouldn't be something where we were shipping out of our house every day.
Now, what this does mean for me is I'll probably do this mostly for the girls that we're doing heavy story work with. Mm-hmm. And I will be able to really position their eyes the way I need them to be, instead of everyone just looking forward. Mm-hmm. Or everyone having animatic eyes and looking at the camera wherever it goes, which mm-hmm. is a little odd. Especially if in a story, because they should be looking at, like, a person. Something else. The camera's not supposed to exist.
Lee just says, casually flings the link at 3D printer owning housemate. Here, do something with this.
Make me this. So very cool. Can't wait to see what people do with it. He actually includes even, like, a post that you can print and then just put a rubber tip on it.
Yeah, we have the one that comes with the Dream Fitter for folks that would probably work just fine. So we wouldn't even have to print that.
Yeah, so, Giulio, very cool. Like, keep up the good work if you I hope this really gets out to a lot of people, and you know, and I'm sure that way you'll even get more feedback, and maybe you can make improvements on it over over time,
and sell the improved one or whatever.
Whatever, who knows? But very, very cool. I really hope that we get to make a good use of it.
Yeah, Danny, check this guy out. He's pretty talented.
Yeah. So we now are ready to go to faces. Couple of things that we've seen. Here we've got Genesis, right? Not ordinary Genesis, though.
Genesis Sobakasu.
Yeah, that's Genesis with freckles. And she's in like the short random wig in like her normal color, right? That darker color. This is T, of course. I just cannot wait to have this wig and to have it on more this cut is awesome.
I would like to comment something that we did not discuss, although I did mention she is wearing two different colors. She's wearing we don't usually see them in a different bra and panty color.
Yeah, it's a little odd.
Match. But I think this might be part of the apparel discussion that we have to have. I think that might be the adapted.
You think, we'll talk about it in a minute.
Yeah.
We also have the second, or maybe first, candidate for the moment of Squee this week.
Oh my god, she's so cute!
I need to get her position here better for you guys. There you go. Oh, this girl.
All the feels.
Sad girl, no name. That's why she's sad. When she gets a name, she'll have to find a different reason to be sad. Who is this though? I mean, this is nobody, right? Like, this is new.
I think so, because it's not Chi, even though it seems to be on the Chi sculpt.
Yeah, you can see here, like, this long fold is definitely not Chi. The eye, the makeup and everything that lashes is not Chi. We looked at the M1 sculpt just to double check, because that's the other open mouth.
With the sort of the same similar shape to Chi.
That's the new... we don't have a name for the girl on the M1 sculpt yet, right?
No.
She's got big eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But she actually has... Well, no, she's got similar eyes. I forget. But we examined the mouth, and it was specifically the nose that gave it away. The M1 sculpt has a taller bridge, so the light catches it all the way up to like here. Just like on the upper edge of her eye.
Someone commented moment Chi. Magic Durgan commented that. Now we've got moment right here. The eye, Moment doesn't have that eye fold, but the mouth does look similar to Moment's.
A little bit. It's definitely not the same eyelashes. I think she's completely new, but I think she's on the Chi sculpt, which to me is quite interesting. I think that, we don't have anybody else other than Chitose Multiverse on the F7 sculpt. So this tells me, once again, that Danny is looking to reuse more, be more efficient, do dolls on the same sculpt,
right?
Versus having Chitose be completely unique and alone, which is somewhat sad, but good,
yeah, you can see where he's narrowing down and eliminating things. I mean, like the straight blue wig is not coming. I mean, like it wasn't on Anomaly this time. I have a feeling when Moment comes out again in Interstellar Blue that she's probably gonna have a different wig. Not sure which one it's gonna be, but I have a feeling that long straight blue wig is probably gone.
Yeah.
And we're seeing more of the short wigs coming in.
Magic Jargon says, I want this sculpt for Comey, and that would be a button that doesn't work. All right. The Comey watch apparently is not operational tonight.
I want my girl Comey.
Yeah. So, Yeah, this girl is so cute. I love the little shine on her cheeks, the little either um, you know, sweat or just tear or something. Um, and yeah, I cannot wait. I don't care. Just give it to us now. All right, next up is apparel. Um, we have a couple of patterns. Well, not patterns, but sketches or what have you.
Being worked on, some flat sketches. So there's this looks like an A-line skirt with a yoke. So like looks like a classic, like almost like a denim skirt kind of thing.
And Danny does almost no bottom without a yoke because of the booty.
Right.
So that makes sense.
And then looks like a new button-down shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything particularly identifying on here. You mentioned maybe it's like, is this the shirt for C2 or something like that? There's nothing identifying it, and I want to say that this is too plain. I think C2 is
could
pleated.
Be a new school uniform. It could be a few things.
Yeah.
Like the school uniforms usually come with a pleated skirt, which absolutely makes sense because they usually have a pleated skirt.
Yep.
But I mean, this could be some new variation on that or a suit.
We do have, I don't know if it's connected. It probably is like the shirt over here in bigger form, in an actual pattern. There's nothing on here. Like CC always has CC written on it, or C2. Well, it has CC written on it. That name confuses me. So moving on to underwear. I always get intrigued when one of these has red on it.
Yeah. So what we have pulled out of this one is that they are moving the gusset on the underwear.
Yeah, here are that red box on the bottom. Move the gusset 1 centimeter back.
And then they are making the elastic a little bit bigger, so the waist is going to be a little bit bigger, looks like, or on the hip, which I said maybe it's just a style change, maybe it's, like just to improve the underwear, or maybe it has to do with the new frame. Maybe it's going to require, where it sits is going to require a little bit of a change. Looks like there's some changes to the top piece too. So that's why in that other picture of Genesis Subakasu, I was commenting on that because she's got a large push-up bust on, and it fits inside the
you think
top
you think
rather well.
They made the top, the sports bra a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I think it might be a little bigger. It might be a little stretchier. Like using a different fabric or something.
You also mentioned the other night the idea that, perhaps the underwear adjustment is, I'm not actually sure exactly what's causing this, but, maybe this is something that has to do with the frame.
Right.
But I will say this, if the frame has to, I get Danny being a perfectionist and wanting everything to fit perfectly. But like if the frame changes that much, like I can't imagine it, like how much is it going to cause issues with other clothes? I can't imagine the frame being that off.
No, yeah, so that's what I'm trying to figure out is like, why does it need to go to 19.5 as opposed to 19? Maybe because of fitting the message differently. Also, like, on the underwear, it could be a few things. It looks like they're moving the gusset towards the front more.
Well, it says move it back 1 centimeter.
They're moving it back, okay.
Because this is the front. This is the back, so it's higher up.
In the back.
In the back.
Okay. So we're going to make sure that we don't see that seam in the front, basically.
Yeah, I guess. And maybe it's getting some of that weight out from between the legs.
Maybe.
It pulls it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they're not like a perfectly realistic fit. So moving that gusset could possibly be giving them a better fit. It could be a lot of things, like I said, and they could have found out when they move the doll in that new frame that the underwear needs to be positioned differently.
Yeah, perhaps.
So.
All right, here we have the hijab.
Yes, on Facebook, someone was saying that they were like desperately looking for the hijab, and I replied, "There's another one coming."
Yep.
He's already said there is another hijab coming. They were working on figuring out how the fastening would work. I like the snap on it because I think it looks like you put a big pin,
Yep. All right. Then we got this weird one, and we have no clue up front what the heck this is.
Yeah, like, okay, so there's a couple things there's some drawings there, and I was looking at this piece here. It's like southeast of your hand, of your cursor there, right there, and I was like, it's crossing in through itself. So I was like, is that the hijab? But then the fabrics with it are not the same as you would think for a hijab.
The hijab is much more of a... It doesn't look like a knit, particularly. If it is a knit, it's a very, it's not... This is a sweatery knit.
Right. So the only other thing I could think of is that is a shoulder cap of some kind. Because I can't think of how you would use that shape any other way.
Yeah.
So is that an arm where they're doing something interesting in the detail with the arm?
Well, this basically says move to the right through the hole, or something like that. Like, that's all this says is basically you're pulling fabric through a hole.
Right.
And it's got these weird things here, like circular arrows going down. I don't know. Lots of weird stuff. If you, Magic
that
Durgan
does
says...
look like a head.
Magic Durgan says, Mando pads. It could be. Well, it's still with the whatchamacallit, the fabric type. It's a little odd, but I mean, you really see here.
This looks like the fabric that was used for the robe and head wrap.
Oh, maybe it's the head wrap.
I mean, it could be, but the head wrap was just a band with a knot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that could be the knot.
Yeah. Maybe that's the knot and how they deal with it.
I don't know.
That's our best guess.
You stumped us, Danny.
All right, accessories. Okay.
This looks cool.
These are not limbs of C-3PO. Although they're very cool. They're like C-3PO crutches or prosthetics. They are
I want to hang one of these on our Christmas tree.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
They're paint masks for the Chelsea boots, which is very cool. And we've got a Chelsea boot painted up with just the sole and the quote-unquote elastic part.
Painted white.
Yep.
I think that looks really cool. I actually like the black and white. I think that's really, really neat.
I love seeing Danny get creative with the process. And now that he's made shoes into vinyl, he's made vinyl versions.
He can do a lot more with paint.
And I wasn't too big of a fan at first of the vinyl shoes because of the gapping in the back, the necessary slice back there. But if it allows him to get really creative and interesting with this type of stuff.
Sure, like interesting colors on the shoes and whatnot. Like we can get orange soles and elastic and, different kinds of things like that.
Magic Jurgen says it looks like it's not vinyl. Now, we've seen this before with when he's been making these in the past. And the molding process on a real shoe, he replicates every bit of texture that those have.
Because they use a real shoe made out of leather to make the mold.
It's so cool looking.
So you get all of the stitching details and everything.
Yeah, so cannot wait for these. Love to see more of those. We also have rocket boots?
So we had a long discussion about these because it does kind of look like rocket boots. It also looks like a wheelie, like a Heelys type thing, like some very, like you could actually like it's got a wheel on it.
Yep.
It also looks like the clickety clack stand, so it could actually be some kind of either he's just made it look like that, or it's some interesting way to support the doll.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see like figuring out what's the practical aspect of this. Like, did he design this for a practical problem with a very stylized solution?
Right. Like, could that actually go into a stand or something? Like, could you be plugging them into a stand?
It does. The really cool thing I find here is that, like, all right, so this looks like a completely self-contained design here that he's made, but it's very similar to the clickety-clack stand in terms of design and the hinge and how
Right.
that all works.
So, I mean, it could be a lot of things. It might not actually be functional. It might just be that was like an idea. But I think on its own, it probably does provide a little more support for the doll because it's extending the shoe back past the hiney.
Right. And Stickafu says it looks like the boots from the movie Bubble, which were basically super soaker boots. Like it was like rocket boots, but it was using water.
Right, water
Firing out the boot.
propulsion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Welcome, Aki. Glad you made it.
Okay, real quick. These are back from last week. We still don't know what they are. He does just say Elegoo test mold 220504. So we've got the date there. It's a test mold, and it says Elegoo, which is just the name of the 3D printer that they're using. And I still don't know what these are. So the top has changed. It looks like we have caps now, or maybe we're just seeing them. Like maybe the cross piece that we saw last time are not visible here because these are upside down. But these look like they have some sort of screw cap into here, like it's kind of like a gas cap. So still no idea. All right. Last one. It's not really accessories or anything. Danny's been building this for a while. In fact, a while back, Danny showed this with Mirai sitting on top of it.
And he did actually share the same photo twice. He shared it the second time when he mentioned that there were going to be... This is my weird theory, okay? So just bear with me. He showed it again the second time when he said there were going to be a bunch of releases starting in mid-May. It was the Back to the Future box with Mirai sitting on top of it. So my thought was, well, and we all thought it was the dress that Mirai is wearing, which is distinctly possible. But what if he's finally saying that Future is coming out this month? Which wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, we think she's coming out this month anyway, so it's a weird
coincidence, probably.
I mean, I know Danny likes to drop little hints like that, but I don't know. This one's a bit of a stretch.
He's probably just building the Back to the Future car, but you never know.
Well, he is just building it. It's more a matter of, was the original photo a hint?
So then you could always go into, like John mentioned, there are numbers on the bags.
Yes. What do the numbers mean? We've got bags 1, 9, and 2. None of these numbers help her.
But maybe he positioned it because it's supposed to be 6 or something. So maybe it's coming out on the 16th. Maybe it's coming out on the 19th.
Yeah, but a 9 is a 9. It is never a 6.
So maybe it's coming out on the 19th.
Lisa, you get props for bringing it back to Kanata. Where's Kanata, Danny? That brings us to it broke me. That brings us to our moment of squee. We have our moment of squee was submitted by Tyler Otterface. Otterface. I don't know what accent that was.
Otterface.
Tyler Otterface on Discord from Like No Otter Shop, which was formerly Vicky Love Studios. And here we have on the left Juniper. She is a Dolphy Dream Pretty. Coral. She's a Kanata T. And Coral's girlfriend, Jackalope, or Jackie.
I am
and
jealous
that's
of
Liberty Coco.
I am jealous of Kanata T. She is awesome.
Yeah, and love the very pop art style going on. It's very fun. Yeah, that is gonna do it for us today. Normally we would have a Q&A, but we're gonna be right back with an unboxing. It's right here. She's right here. So we're gonna unbox Semi-Real Fortitude. I think I know what I did wrong with the setup of the live streams. I think I needed to use separate stream servers and codes and stupid stuff. But I am going to, as soon as we end this, get the second stream set up, and then get the top camera set up, and start it back up again. So
y'all, this is happening. We will be back in, I don't know, what, 15 minutes, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So just,
Yeah, so you should see the stream up in a few minutes as far as like the actual post for it.
Okay. We got it.
All right.
So we will see you all again soon. Bye.
Bye.